Welcome back, tennis fans. We are back on the hard courts. That's right. The Canadian Open's going on right now, but we're talking about Cincinnati. That's right. The Masters event that really defines who is going to do well at the US Open. This is the draw reaction. Let's go through it. And before we go anywhere, make sure you've hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Well, where do we get started? Cincinnati, last year's champion, Novak Djokovic, he has withdrawn. So he will not be playing the tournament. That is very sad, but we know he just won the gold medal. So he's probably thinking, don't really need to play Cincinnati right now. And he can just focus on the US Open and playing that and hopefully getting another slam to add to the record. But enough about Novak Djokovic. We've seen enough of him on this channel for the last couple of weeks. Let's talk about who's going to be the main contender for this title. We've got Jannik Sinner. He is the number 1 seed now. And we have Carlos Alcaraz moving up to number 2 in the absence of Novak Djokovic. But let's have my initial reaction to the draw right now because I haven't seen it yet. Here we go. Boom. At the top, on the top half of the draw, we got Jannik Sinner, who has a bye through the first round. The initial look at this, he has Sasha Zverev in his section. And, well, that could be a potential semi-final opponent. Could be a potential finalist over in Montreal. We'll see if they meet each other in that one. We will be bringing you a podcast wrapping up the Canada action. So make sure to stay tuned on the channel for that. Let's have a look down Sinner's little quarter here. So he's got Griekspoor in there again. I mean, those two seem to be meeting more often than not these days. We've got Marcus Giron, we've got Baez, we've got Jordan Thompson. Ugo Humbert's been playing quite well of late, doing all right over there in Canada. Fritz Nakashima. Nakashima's been playing pretty well as well over in Canada. Will he be able to continue it? Taylor Fritz. I mean, it's not the worst draw so far looking at this for Jannik Sinner, if I'm totally honest. And look who it is, Andrei Rublev down there, who is actually playing a quarterfinal against in Montreal. So he could have another quarterfinal matchup with him in Cincinnati. On the other half, the other quarter of this half, we've got Dimitrov in there. Another person can give Sinner a good match. His little section down here, Dimitrov, looks quite good, to be honest. I would say the pick, really, of the rest would probably be Arnaldi. I mean, Shelton hasn't looked that great. Didn't do too well in Montreal. Sebastian Korda, he's been looking pretty good. That one's a name to watch out for. And obviously Sasha Zverev. So first impressions are, I think Sinner walks it to the quarterfinals. I think he's probably got enough to get past Andrei Rublev as well. It looks like we're pretty much going to get Jannik Sinner in the quarters. Will it be Zverev? More than likely. But I'm interested to see. I think we could be treated to Zverev and Korda meeting. And on the bottom, I reckon Arnaldi Dimitrov. So we could have another quarterfinal on this side. Could have Dimitrov versus Zverev. But I think Jannik Sinner is going to be the hot favourite. Sasha Zverev, let's see how he gets on in Montreal. If he's able to win that, I've got him winning Montreal in my bracket. So if he manages to do that, he'll come in full of confidence. Let's have a look at Alcaraz's half. And this is where it starts. He has a bye. Could face Poprin or Monfils in the second round. Poprin playing very well over in Canada. We've got Manarino, qualifier, Holger Rune. Ooh, great first round match against Matteo Berrettini. Oh, he's not been done any favours there. Neither has Stefanos Tsitsipas. Jan-Lennard Struff is the first opponent he will face. Jack Draper on this side. My first initial thoughts are this is a much tougher quarter than Jannik Sinner, that's for sure. And going all the way to the top, Felix. I mean, he was good at the Olympics, but not looked good in Montreal at all. Draper the same, went out first round. I mean, the fact that Tsitsipas Struff, winner of that, is going to be tough no matter who it is. Holger Rune, Berrettini, two great players. I think Carlos Alcaraz definitely the favourite in this little quarter, but if we were to get maybe Holger Rune going through, maybe he could cause some problems. Casper Ruud, I mean, he's just withdrawn from Montreal in his last match, so not really sure what to make of that. Hubie Hurkacz on the other side. This is quite an interesting little section, and Hurkacz typically always on the side with Daniel Medvedev. And there he is. That's a potential quarterfinal. Medvedev versus Hurkacz. Medvedev going out early to Fokina in Montreal. And look who's there. Fokina in his little section down here. He'll probably be sick of the sight of him if they meet. Fokina should be able to beat TFL, although Fokina did retire from his last match. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, maybe just precautionary. TFO needs to find a little bit of form back again. If he's back in the US, normally does a little bit better. Tommy Paul there didn't have a great tournament in Montreal. Got knocked out by Nakashima. Tabio, he's been actually having a good one. JG called it. First looks at this, I think well played to Hurkacz, though, to be honest. I think he coming back from this knee injury, definitely playing really well again. Credit to him to come back so quickly and get straight back stuck into Masters tennis. I mean, really nice guy, and hope that he does himself proud in this tournament. Got Musetti in here as well. My initial thought on this is Alcaraz's half is more tricky than Sinner's. I think his quarter's more tricky, but I also think he could have a potential semi-final matchup with either Hurkacz or Medvedev. I mean, Medvedev surely got to come good soon. Didn't look like the real Medvedev losing to Fokina, but Fokina can sometimes turn it on. Jannik Sinner, this is his draw, and this is who he would have to play. Round 1 bye, round 2 Griekspoor, round 3 Humbert or Giron, quarter-final of Fritz or Rublev, semi-final of Zverev, Dimitrov, Korda or Shelton, they've gone with her, and the final of Alcaraz, Medvedev. I wouldn't say Casper Ruud. Hurkacz I would include in there. Carlos Alcaraz, bye through the first round. Second round, Poplin or Monfils. Third round, Rune or Berrettini. Quarter-final of Tsitsipas. Maybe put Jan Struff in there or Casper Ruud. Semi-final of Medvedev, Hurkacz or Paul. Sinner, Zverev, Rublev or Dimitrov as a final. For me, the two most informed players. I mean, Sinner's looking really good over in Montreal right now, winning with ease. It's going to be a really tough selection when doing the draw preview, but I feel that the two informed players still look like Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. So I feel like the only people who could potentially stop them are Medvedev if he plays his best tennis, or Sasha Zverev, and they're the only two. They are the top 4 seeds for a reason. Other than that, I mean, let's have a quick look through and see if there's any potential shocks that could come from any of these other players. I mean, not really. If I'm perfectly honest, looking through here, there's not really anybody that I see troubling. Maybe Sebastian Korda. Maybe, I mean, Arnaldi, I'm not sure. The jury's still a little bit out on him, still a little bit too fresh. Yeah, tough to say. I mean, looking here, Berrettini, could he make a run? But I just feel like he's one step behind. If he comes up against Alcaraz, I feel like Alcaraz is levels above Berrettini, and he'll just exploit all of his weaknesses and manage to beat him. But looking at it, it does look to me like Alcaraz and Sinner should be able to get themselves, if not to the final, then definitely at least the semi-final. But that's just my quick reaction to the Cincinnati draw. Let me know what you think about the draw in that comment section below. Who do you think's got the toughest draw? Do you think it's Alcaraz or do you think it's Sinner? Do you think I've been a bit unfair saying that Sinner's one's a bit easier than Alcaraz? I mean, that's just my opinion. I want to know your thoughts though, so let me know in the comment section. And make sure, hit a like, subscribe, and join us for a podcast tomorrow, wrapping up all of the Canadian Open action.